The dark side of self-help nobody talks about. You read a book that promises to change your life, but instead of feeling powerful, you're suddenly aware of 10 more things you need to fix about yourself. Your me time isn't for rest anymore. It's for optimization. Every quiet moment feels like a wasted opportunity to journal about your shortcomings. Sound familiar? If it does, you've stumbled into the paradox of modern self-improvement. What starts as a healthy desire to grow can spiral into a toxic fixation on everything that's wrong with you. We're living in a culture obsessed with optimizing and becoming the best version of ourselves. But what if this constant pressure isn't helping? What if the chase for better is just making us more anxious? This isn't about ditching personal growth. It's about questioning the billion-dollar industry that gets rich by feeding our insecurities. Today, we're going to talk about how the very tools meant to empower us can become weapons we turn on ourselves. The desire to heal from real pain is valid, but somewhere along the line, healing became a competitive sport. Social media is flooded with influencers performing their wellness routines, turning a personal journey into a public spectacle. It's like we're all competing in the spiritual Olympics for a gold medal in most healed. This environment breeds anxiety by pathologizing normal human experiences. A sad day isn't just a sad day. It's a trauma response you have to process. This constant self-diagnosis turns our inner worlds into a never-ending construction project. Someone perfectly described it as hustle culture in a motivational bathrobe, whispering that you don't deserve peace until you've fixed every flaw. But real healing is messy and non-linear. Treating it like a full-time job only leads to burnout, not a breakthrough. The self-help and wellness industry is expected to become a nearly $14 billion market by 2025. An industry that massive isn't built on making people feel content. It's built on one foundational message: you are not enough. It hammers home the idea that you're fundamentally broken and you need their product, their course, or their plan to finally be whole. This is the commercialization of insecurity. Marketers create a problem just so they can sell you the solution. You buy a book, which leads to a workshop, which leads to a retreat. Each one promises the final answer, but instead just uncovers another layer of your supposed brokenness. This is all fueled by toxic positivity. That dangerous idea that you must maintain a positive mindset, no matter what. It tells us to suppress real emotions. And if it doesn't work, well, that's your fault for not being positive enough. The industry sells you the disease and then charges you for a cure that only treats the symptoms, making sure you stay a customer for life. This constant striving puts us on a self-improvement treadmill. You're running and running, but the finish line keeps moving. You lose the weight, but now you need to tone up. You get the promotion, but now you must aim for the next one. The pursuit of better becomes an endless, exhausting loop fueled by perfectionism. We're sold the myth that a state of complete, unshakable happiness is possible if we just copy the routines of influencers with their seemingly perfect lives. But it's an illusion. This mindset turns self-improvement into a competitive flex. We lose the ability to rest without guilt, and hobbies become side hustles waiting to be monetized. It doesn't make us better. It just makes us more anxious and disconnected from the simple joy of being human. Real growth isn't about erasing our flaws, it's about learning to live with them. So what's the way out? The answer isn't another life hack. It's a radical shift from self-improvement to self-acceptance. Lasting growth doesn't come from hating yourself. It comes from accepting yourself. As author Robert Holden says, there's no amount of self-improvement that can make up for a lack of self-acceptance. Self-acceptance isn't giving up. It's calling a truce in the war against yourself. It means knowing you are already worthy, right now. From that place, growth becomes a healthy choice, not a desperate obligation. So, try talking to yourself like you would a good friend. Redefine what growth means to you. Separate from online trends. Maybe growth isn't waking up at 5 a.m. Maybe it's learning to sleep in without guilt. Instead of constantly analyzing your life, just try living it. We've been sold a lie that we are projects that need finishing, problems that need solving. We've been taught our value is waiting for us on the other side of the next book or breakthrough. But for so many of us, that path just leads to more anxiety. Maybe the ultimate form of self-help is to simply accept yourself as you are, not as who you're told you should be. Growth isn't about becoming a new person, but about becoming more of who you've been all along. It's about finding the courage to step off the treadmill, to take a breath, and to finally believe that you are already enough. What has your journey with self-help been like? Have you ever felt trapped in this cycle? Share your story in the comments below. And if this video resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content that questions the stories we're sold.